Okay, so today there's not much going on at my 9 to 5 job or 8 to 5. So I'm here with the RV replacing this CPVC with PEX pipe, 1/2-inch PEX pipe. They kind of had a weird setup going on. I'll try to edit in some photos, but it's kind of chilly this morning and I just want to get this done and over with. But let me go ahead and show you what I'm dealing with. All right, so we're coming out of the water tank. They had originally just a plastic fitting. You can see it's frozen up. And then they had this hose coming over, and they had this over here on this drain. So the water line came out, went this way, and you could drain it from here. But I'm gonna eliminate this drain just for now, just because it's cold out. I've got another drain here. Either drain you use, you're not gonna empty all that water out because the drains just aren't low enough, and we're living in it 24/7 anyways. So for now, I'm just gonna run some PEX up through here into the water pump, and this line is gonna stay CPVC because it doesn't seem to freeze. So yeah, like this compartment here, it stays really warm. The rear furnace heats back here, but you can see we've had problems here. I've got some compression tape on here and you can see some water sitting there. This is all leaking out of the fittings and whatnot. So we're gonna go PEX from here to the water pump. I'm gonna eliminate this bypass temporarily just to get it done. I really don't see this is kind of weird because I used to work in pipe fabrication, and usually when you have a bypass, you're gonna have a valve on each side. So you open your bypass, close your inlet and outlet so you can bypass. But the only reason that I can see for this is to fill the water tank up from the city inlet on the other side. Because if we're hooked up to city water and you open this, it just fills up the water tank. It doesn't actually, like this isn't, it just doesn't seem to be an actual bypass. You know, because if you had to take this pump out to replace it, you're gonna want a valve like here and here on each side. But they got these swivel connections here. So I don't know if this was a factory thing or if someone did this thinking they were doing something special. I don't know. I'm not trying to put anybody down. It just seems weird to me. But anyways, we're gonna just go in and we're just gonna come out, and that's pretty much it. And we're leaking, got about 40 gallons of water in there. I'm gonna try to get some PEX on there so we don't lose all of it. But come up here to this front compartment. I got my PEX pipe with a space heater, and it is really, really warm in this compartment. It feels so good. You can see one line's busted right there. For now, I'm just gonna kind of go up to a certain point and replace all that back there with PEX pipe. So at least if it freezes, it's not gonna break. I can deal with freezing pipes. It's just the breaking pipes is what really irritates me. So anyways, I'll let you know how this goes either in another video or maybe I'll edit it all into one here. But either way, I got to get back to work. Okay, so I'm gonna stop where I'm at just for a quick minute because I want to show you all something. Let me switch my camera around and I'll start showing you. There's these Velcro panels in the basement here, and you can get under there if you if you can fit in there. You can get access to some more piping and stuff. But you see right there, that's the furnace. They just have an open-ended looks like a furnace or HVAC line that heats this. and it is very warm in here. So I kind of understand now why this compartment doesn't freeze, because well, you can see the water tank. We have a 100-gallon water tank. The thing is massive, so I'm not worried about the water tank freezing. So anyways, I was just I pulled this back because I wanted to see where this 1/2-inch CPVC ran. I thought about maybe really getting up in there. But if this isn't, we haven't had problems with this line, so I'll probably just adapt to it with a CPVC to PEX adapter. But yeah, I thought the furnace thing was kind of cool. You can kind of see how it's all heated up in there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this, and I need to shave today too. All right, talk to you guys later. Hello again, everybody. So kind of had an exciting morning. I actually had to go to the emergency room because I bashed my head and gave myself a mild concussion off of these doors right here. I had all my stuff on the ground. I had my tools in a garbage bag, and I leaned over to put some trash in a garbage bag, and I remembered I needed to grab something else from this compartment I was working in. And when I leaned back over, I wasn't even thinking. I just went full force, the side of my head straight into the compartment door. It buckled my knees and it stunned me pretty good. So I had Stacy take me over to the emergency room just to check it out. It swelled up, the side of my face swelled up pretty quickly. So they ran me through their tests just to make sure everything was cool. They didn't see any serious issues. So anyways, that was my morning. We just got done eating a late lunch. So let me show you what I've got accomplished so far. So I've got the PEX run from the water tank going up. We got a 90 right there, and then I put some new swivel fittings on this pump, and I took out that bypass. That bypass just seemed really weird to me. I'm gonna put a valve in back here. I'm gonna put a valve in probably up here. That way, if the water pump ever needs to be removed, at least we can shut the valves off and not lose any water. So this right here is more of a temporary solution. There's really no point in having the bypass valve, because the only good that I could see that it does is if you're too lazy to put your water hose in the back to fill up the water tank, you could just turn the bypass and hook up to city water, and you could fill your water tank that way. So I removed it. Yeah, and like I said, I'm just gonna put a valve on each side of this, and you can just undo these swivels, boop, take the pump out, and all is good. So as you can see, the old CPVC had gotten cold, and it some of the joints had opened up, and it was leaking water, constantly leaking water, and this whole area was just nothing but a chunk of ice. So no more leaks. There's only one joint coming out. There's a fitting coming out of here, and then the 90, that's the only joints in this compartment. And then there's a 90 here, and then these swivels. If you're wondering how I went from CPVC to PEX, that's how I did it. They do make a fitting to go directly from PVC to PEX, but I couldn't find one at any of the stores I went to. So I just used one of these, and then a 90 swivel, up to a 90 swivel. Stacy's out here. So what we have left to do in here, this is how I was keeping the pipe warm. I just put our space heater in there with the pipe, and this is super toasty, nice and warm in here. So all that's left to do, we're probably gonna tackle this tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see what happens.